Have you ever longed to rewind time by just a fleeting instant? Not by days or hours, but a mere 5 seconds. That brief span could have reshaped my entire existence. It might have kept me from letting out that poorly timed giggle when he asked a question heavy with his heart's vulnerability. Instead, I laughed, and now he's vanished from my life. My name is Clara, I'm 31, and with one careless reaction, I broke the most profound bond I've ever had. Let me guide you through how it all started. I crossed paths with Ryan at a rooftop party my dearest friend urged me to attend. It was one of those nights when I was far from my best, hair unwashed, clothes haphazardly chosen, and barely a trace of makeup. Yet there he was with a gentle smile, slightly messy hair, and a quiet, unassuming manner. He didn't demand the spotlight with loud words or bold actions. He simply listened, truly listened, and for someone like me, who had spent years with men who only spoke of themselves, his calm presence felt like a safe haven. The next day, we began texting. Coffee meetups turned into dinners, dinners into weekends spent together, and before long, his toothbrush settled next to mine. Our relationship grew swiftly, but it felt effortless, as if it was something I'd been yearning for without knowing it. Ryan was steady, reliable. He remembered my obscure food allergies, curated playlists for my daily commutes, and sent voice notes to brighten my hardest days. He wasn't perfect, but his kindness was a treasure I hadn't realized I needed. Yet I carried wounds from my past. My ex, Julian, was a storm, charismatic, erratic, and impossible to hold on to. He never fully committed, leaving me to chase his affection, always feeling like I wasn't enough. Though I knew he wasn't right for me, a part of me held on to the idea of him as the one who got away. So, while Ryan was building a future with me, I occasionally found myself sneaking glances at Julian's social media, wondering about what could have been. Ryan never confronted me about it, but I could sense he noticed. The way I'd grow distant when certain songs played, the slight pause in my voice when we discussed our future together, the subtle recoil when he brought up living together. He never pressured me, never asked for more than I could offer, just stayed quietly by my side. Then came the evening that altered everything. We were lounging on the couch, picking at takeout boxes, half watching an old movie I barely cared about. Ryan turned to me, his face a blend of timidity and nerves, and asked, "If Julian had stayed, would you have ever fallen for me?" The question struck me like a sudden breeze. It wasn't just his words, but the way he spoke them, softly, as if he dreaded the answer but needed to hear me refute it. And what did I do? I let out a faint, awkward chuckle. Not malicious, not derisive, but a reflex born of unease, caught between guilt and my own stubborn pride. In that moment his expression changed. The warmth in his gaze dimmed, and I saw something in him withdraw. In that brief instant, I realized he'd been carrying this question for months, perhaps waiting for me to let go of a man who hadn't reached out in years. Instead of offering the reassurance he deserved, I laughed. "You didn't answer," he said quietly, his voice barely audible. I didn't respond then either. I brushed it off, told him he was being silly, and leaned in for a kiss. He accepted it, but something in him had already started to shut down that night. He never raised the question again, never sought validation. But I noticed the shift. His texts arrived less frequently, plans were postponed, and his eyes no longer lit up when I walked into a room. I saw it all, of course I did. But instead of owning my mistake, I turned it on him. I accused him of drifting away, questioned why he wasn't trying anymore, made him feel like he was the one letting go. Until one day, he spoke the truth that had been simmering beneath the surface. "I waited for you to choose me," he said. "You never did." Those were his final words before he walked away. No yelling, no dramatics, just silence. He left his key on the table, shut the door behind him, and was gone. I sat there, staring at the empty space where his shoes once rested, wondering how I'd let something so precious slip through my fingers without grasping its value. I thought of all the times I could have told him he was enough, all the moments I could have made him feel cherished, all the chances I wasted chasing a memory that never deserved me. 8 months have passed since that day. Ryan hasn't reached out. Not for my birthday, not for a casual check-in, nothing. Meanwhile, I saw on social media that Julian is engaged now, a flawless beach proposal shining on my screen. And I felt nothing, No yearning, no jealousy, just a profound regret. Regret that I let someone genuine and good fade away, while I was lost in a fantasy of someone who only appeared when it suited him. They say you don't lose the good ones in a single moment. It happens slowly, one unanswered question at a time. One missed chance to say, I love you. One laugh when you should have said, yes, I love you. I loved you first and I love you now. Now I scroll through our old texts, replay shaky clips of us laughing in the kitchen, sleep on one side of the bed, and wonder if he's moved on. He probably has. Good men don't wait forever. And women like me, we sometimes don't realize we had everything we needed until it's standing at the door, asking one last time if we ever truly loved them. And we're too afraid to say yes.